You're watching RC Invest Global, where we turn information into financial knowledge. If you want to understand the future of cryptocurrencies with clarity and without noise, subscribe and stay with us until the end. The dream of turning a small crypto investment into a millionaire fortune has never left investors' imagination. Between bold predictions, optimism, and viral theories, XRP is back in the spotlight, this time fueled by a mysterious figure known as the Time Traveler. Recently, a post spread rapidly across social media, claiming that anyone holding 2,000 XRP in 2025 could become a millionaire. A prediction that reignited discussions, divided opinions, and raised an inevitable question. Is this even possible? Today we'll analyze the logic, the numbers, and the fundamentals behind this theory that's shaking the crypto market. Since its creation, XRP has been one of the most debated projects in the blockchain universe. While many cryptocurrencies were born out of pure speculation, XRP was built with a clear purpose: to enable fast, secure, and low-cost international transactions. Through Ripple's on-demand liquidity network, the token connects banks and financial institutions, removing intermediaries and reducing settlement costs. In addition, its compatibility with the ISO 20022 standard positions XRP as one of the few digital assets aligned with the future of global financial communication. Even after years of regulatory battles, including the legal dispute with the SEC, XRP has shown remarkable resilience. And it's precisely that resilience that fuels the enthusiasm of its community, who firmly believe that the best is yet to come. The Time Traveler's post captured that spirit of hope. According to him, the growing digitalization of the global economy and the relative scarcity of XRP could create the perfect setup for an unprecedented price explosion. But do the numbers actually support that theory? At the time the post was shared, XRP was trading at around $2.41. Owning 2,000 units would represent an investment of roughly $4,800, far from the promised million. To reach that goal, XRP would have to soar to $500 per coin. That would push its market capitalization to around $30 trillion, surpassing the combined value of the world's largest corporations and rivaling the GDP of major global economies. Is that even viable? Technically, it's not impossible, but it would require a complete reconfiguration of the global financial system, with XRP adopted worldwide as the core settlement infrastructure. Even though the $500 scenario seems far-fetched, there are real and measurable catalysts that could push XRP's price well above current levels. First, institutional integration. Ripple continues to expand its network of banking partners. Its request to establish the Ripple National Trust Bank in the United States is a decisive step towards strengthening the company's legitimacy within the traditional financial system. Second, global adoption of the ISO 20022 standard. As financial messaging systems transition to this new format, XRP gains visibility as a digital asset already prepared to operate within this standardized ecosystem. Third, the expansion of on-demand liquidity. As more institutions use XRP for instant settlements, natural demand for the asset increases. And when demand rises against limited supply, the outcome is predictable: upward price pressure. None of these factors alone would trigger an extreme price surge, but combined, they could shape the path towards new all-time highs. Perhaps the Time Traveler's message shouldn't be read as a literal prediction, but rather as a powerful metaphor about vision and patience. The average investor tends to underestimate the power of time and accumulation. What seems insignificant today can become monumental once the market matures and infrastructure solidifies. The phrase 2,000 XRP from 5 years ago are not the same 2,000 today captures that idea. In a fast-evolving environment, an asset's utility and context can change completely. So more than a promise of wealth, the post can be interpreted as a reminder of conviction and discipline. In volatile markets, those who maintain focus and a long-term vision tend to be better positioned to reap the rewards of major transformations. Even if the time traveler's predictions sound exaggerated, there's a central lesson that shouldn't be ignored. Understanding the real value of a technology is more important than speculating about its price. XRP, like Bitcoin and Ethereum in the early stages, represents a work in progress, a vision of a more efficient, transparent, and interconnected financial system. But it's essential to stay grounded. The crypto market remains highly volatile, subject to cycles of euphoria and correction. Each technological leap brings its own risks: regulatory, competitive, and structural. That's why conviction and caution must go hand in hand. Enthusiasm can inspire, but only knowledge protects the investor. We are living through a turning point in global financial history. The digitalization of money, the integration of financial networks, and the tokenization of assets are no longer trends. They are inevitable realities. Within this new paradigm, XRP stands out as one of the most strategic pieces of the puzzle connecting traditional money to the digital economy. And that's precisely what keeps a debate alive. What will happen when all this infrastructure is fully connected? Will XRP become one of the central pillars of that system? Or will it remain a promising asset still waiting for its breakthrough moment? Time, and perhaps the time traveler himself, will tell. Warning: this content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. The opinions expressed reflect market analysis and should not be interpreted as investment recommendation. If you value clear information and grounded analysis, subscribe to RC Invest Global. Here we turn trends into knowledge and predictions into vision. Your best investment is to stay informed.